Outcrop of the day today is this nice big piece of brown float. It's nice because three reasons. Number one, it's brown. That's rule 16. If it's brown, bag it. Number two, it's a breccia. And number three, it's just a very nice example because the infill in the breccia has dissolved out, leaving some nice gossan, and the cavities in those gossans have got a beautiful imprint to tell me exactly what the sulphide used to be. At first it just looks like a big lump of gossan, but when you look a bit closer you can see these triangular cavities. That one there is particularly good, and whenever you see those, that's a clue to a breccia, because these were infill in between clasts, and now that infill, which was mostly sulphide, is dissolved away to leave these triangular cavities. Whenever you see those, that's a clue to a breccia, and in this case there's actually a fragment left there. That used to be a piece of dolerite or maybe metabasalt that's totally altered, but it's preserved and surrounded by all this gossan that used to be infill in the breccia. And in this case, the moulds you can see after the sulphide grains are big enough, and they've got beautifully preserved faces on them. That one there, you can see the striations that are very typical of pyrite. Some forms of pyrite form very distinctive striations on the crystal faces, and when the pyrite dissolves away, those striations are preserved as moulds on the insides of the boxworks. There's another one just here with some nice striations that way, and all these big semi-cubic shapes all over the faces of the breccia fragments tell you that the majority of the infill in this breccia was pyrite, and that's a very good sign. So if you find a nice big brown knobbly piece of rock like this, take a good close look and see if you can see any of those triangular shapes. They're a first clue to breccia, and if you're lucky enough to have big coarse boxworks like that, check the faces of the boxworks to see if you can see those striations that'll tell you it's pyrite.